solar. Should you buy a house with solar? Should you put solar on your house? How does the lender look at solar? I'll tell you. Solar can be, it's not one size fits all. We see all different types of structures when it comes to solar, meaning you could own the equipment and you're actually doing a loan that actually gets attached to your home. You make a monthly payment just like a second mortgage, and you are working toward owning that equipment. So you as the owner, just like if you purchased a car or anything else where you're making payments, you would own the equipment and then you would pay a monthly fee to use the service. That's one scenario we see. Sometimes we see where the homeowner leases the equipment. So you don't necessarily own the equipment, you're just paying a lease to have that equipment on your home, and then that's a monthly payment that we have to consider when we do your loan. It's not attached to the house like a mortgage lien, but it is many times attached to the home as what we call a UCC lien, like a utility lien. Those are much easier to, when it comes to time to do the mortgage, if we're doing a refinance and you have a solar lease, which has a UCC lien on title. Those are easy to get what we call subordinate, just get them pushed up so we can get our loan in there. Pay off the first and put our loan in place of that existing first mortgage. If you own the equipment where you're making a mortgage or making an actual payment, a loan payment, and we see like Loan Pal and there's several others, then when you go to refinance on your first mortgage, you will either need to pay off that second mortgage lien, which a lot of times they have a high interest rate, so sometimes that's the smartest thing to do if there's room in the equity to do that. Or we would need that lender, Loan Pal or whoever it is, to do what we call subordinate, to agree to move into second position so that when we pay off that first mortgage, our loan goes into first position. So solar has all different types of structures. Again, you could have a loan on it, you could buy it outright, you could have a lease. The tricky part is when you go to buy a home, if that home has solar on it, it's really important that your buyer's agent put in the contract that there is a period of time where you can flush out and verify exactly the structure of that solar and how will it get relayed over to you as the buyer, and do you even want it? So we've seen all types of deals blow up because maybe the buyer thought the solar was coming with and the seller thought the buyer was going to purchase the solar, and the buyer didn't think that, or the seller said it was a lease, but really it was a loan and it needed to be paid at closing, or the stories go on and on. Believe me, we've seen it all. So communication is key, just like always in everything we do in life, but especially in solar, really important that that contract, if you're buying a home with solar on it, is very detailed and it actually lines out exactly who is getting what, who is paying for it, and then if you're going to assume a lease on solar, you typically have to get approved for that with the solar company. So that could be an extra step as a buyer that you need to do that and supply the lender with how much the monthly payment will be for that solar lease. So all different types of things that we see that could really affect that purchase and that loan. So buyer's agent, listing agent, buyer, seller, all have to be on the same page. The lender needs to know what the plan is so we can help execute it. And the title company needs to know as well, in case they need to order a payoff for that solar or whatever it is. And everybody needs to agree. And then you need some due diligence time in that contract where you can confirm that everything that you thought it was is in fact what it is. So solar is not always what it's cracked up to be. It's a great way, obviously, to hopefully save money on energy, but it doesn't always pay off. Sometimes the cost monthly could outweigh the benefit, and that's where you really want to get some more information before fully going through with the contract, and then you get to closing with a big fat surprise, and those are the deals we've seen.